Hello,
What's
viewers.
up, guys? So, today we're going to be doing a review over Transformers Rise of the Beast. We just watched that, and it's pretty fresh in our minds, so we should be able to get a little bit out.
Right.
It was a pretty good movie, I think, overall, but we're going to split it up into different sections of, like, overall, just what happened in the movie, and then we will give our final overall thoughts on the movie at the end.
All right, guys. So Morph is here. He's
Yeah.
just not playing at the time being. He may jump in here in a minute. But, for the time being, this is what you get, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just really cold today.
So, oh, I do need to change my moveset back, by the way. Next match here. Yeah, Rise of the Beast. What we're talking about first.
I think
Action, right?
Yeah, the first thing should be action.
The movie just came out, right? And so like obviously we're gonna have like I'm gonna have a little bit of biased opinion. Like we just went to watch it in a theater too, so it's always like hypes you up more. Especially when you're like with people you enjoy watching it with, because we all just went and watched it together at the theater. The three of us.
Yeah.
Pretty enjoyable.
It's gonna be a little biased, but
Right. The three of us and then
another friend,
yeah, another friend of ours. Mutual friend. I would like to start this section of the video.
By the way, Jeff is not here.
Yeah, Jeps is not here.
Yeah, Jeps is not here.
I would like to start this section of the video by stating that this was my first Transformers movie. I might be a little bit too late to the party, but this is second chronologically, so I feel like I'm not that far behind, and I'm definitely going to start watching more Transformers movies in the future, and hopefully doing reviews over them on my channel. So if you want to go subscribe to Public Enemy Calabian right now, much appreciated. Right now all I have is playlist, like best of playlists. I don't know how long those will still be up. You can go check those out on Spotify. I'm in the process of moving those all over. I just need to stop being lazy. Anyways, back to Rise of the Beast. I'm sorry for all the promo, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole now, but it's okay. So, what do we want to talk about first? Action.
Yes.
The action. So, the action is something I want to talk about, it's something I want to talk about like in depth because I feel like it's very interesting. Like my thoughts on it. So let's just talk about like the first act, right? I'm gonna break this down act by act, and so the first act, the action was very like there was pretty much no action in the first act.
First act, it was a little slow. It had to build characters, and like the thing about it is there was a lot of building on characters that weren't actually involved with the Transformers yet in the movie, so they had to make it a little slow, not much action, and it was just more story.
Well, it wasn't. I'll get into this more into the plot section because I do have a lot to say about, especially the exposition of the plot. But I just want to say that the action in like the first act and a half was very lacking, and I was kind of underwhelmed with it. Now, don't get me wrong, I was still enjoying the movie, right? I just was wanting a little bit more, and the movie did indeed grant that to me. So, I appreciate the first couple acts a lot more in hindsight, just knowing the action and like the scale of it that we got. Just like it was much better than I appreciated much more now in hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was.
So
I was a little worried at the beginning, kind of slow start, but definitely very much picked it up, very much made up for it. The action was really good.
The action was very much on par. For the most part, the CGI in the action sequences were also very well executed. Of course, there are some outliers, especially with Optimus Primal in particular. And there were some other gaps in Maximus Primal. Excuse me, sorry.
It's Optimus Primal.
It is Optimus Primal. You're right.
No, it's Maximus because
he is a Maximus, but it's Optimus Maximal.
Because he's named on.
Whatever.
I'm not sure. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Point is that there was some gaps in CGI that were very. I don't know. With the budget this movie seems to have, I haven't looked it up yet. I plan on going to that in a minute. Like with the budget this movie seemed to have, I feel like those definitely could have been addressed, but whatever. Like we've seen how bad Transformers movies can be. Like
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
we, I'm not talking about really myself. I just know that the last 3 Transformers movies, or like 2 or 3, or however many there are now that are like really really bad, people are like they really dislike. Like I know a guy, right, and he loves Transformers, like, and he loved this movie, right, and he says, I don't give a shit how many or how much Linkin Park is in these movies. There is nothing that is saving them. Like they're that bad.
Yeah.
He legitimately thinks that like some of the worst movies made ever. And you know, eventually I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna watch them and hopefully do some reviews of them. Eventually, you can have my thoughts on those at a later point in or later date in time. But as of right now, I don't know. I feel like Rise of the Beast had some very very good actions for what it had, and I've been watching a lot of stuff recently where it's been less. It's been more progressive, I want to say, in like terms of action. It's just been like basically one one scene of dialogue into an action scene, and then one plot of dialogue into like, and there's like nonstop action scenes, and like that's not bad. I don't want to sound like that's bad. I really enjoy that stuff, but it's just like the timing of it was great because it's a nice change of pace, and I feel like that not lack, but like not having as much action really benefited this movie in the long run, and I feel like all of these elements combined that I've talked about here in the past couple minutes will make this movie so much better on rewatch, which I definitely intend to do sometime. Also,
Sometime.
just a quick pause. If you guys can hear our controllers, I'm very sorry. I'm
Yeah.
currently playing on GameCube, and I'm sitting closer to the mic than I normally am, so I don't have to like scream into it or yell into it like I usually do. So sorry in advance if there are mic problems. We will try and address those before our next videos or our next few videos come out. If everything is timed correctly, today, today is the 21st, I believe, of June. And hopefully in the next like day or two, we can get this video out on this channel. We can get our Nintendo Direct blind react out soon, if we can do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully within the next day or two on Eros Games, because as you may have noticed, this is Calipros only that we've posted this on, if everything has gone according to plan.
Yeah.
And on Eros Games, Eros himself, and only himself, will be doing another Brawlhalla video, and those are really good. Check those out. We appreciate it a lot. Anyways, I've talked a lot, and I've given my thoughts on the action, and so here are Morph and
How about your overall rating?
Eros' takes. My overall rating of the movie.
No, not like a movie, but
Of the action?
of the action. How is your overall rating for that?
Honestly, just with the benefit of hindsight, are we ranking this out of 5 or 10?
10.
I'm giving it like a 9 or a 10. Just because with the
Yeah.
benefit of hindsight, I think that they balanced the action extremely well. The action was done extremely well, but there was some skippy scene, or where was some skippy parts
Yeah, definitely.
in the consistency of the quality. But overall, this was very, very good, and it seems like Morph decides to join us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I think the action was very, very good, and one of the highlights of this movie, and definitely should not be overlooked. Anyways, I'm gonna switch it over to Eros and Morph now. I've talked a lot, as I tend to do. I apologize.
It's okay. Yeah. So, definitely for the action, I really, really like the action in this movie. It was very, it really pulled you in, and the CGI was amazing for most of it, obviously. There were a few slip-ups where I was like, I don't really know, it kind of got a little wonky at some points, but it was very, very good. As Clavin said, at the beginning there was, definitely a pause in the action. So there was a little bit of action at the very, very beginning, but then like as the story progressed, there just like wasn't action for a good while, and that was a little upsetting for the time being. But
It
once
really
we
benefited.
once we actually got through it, it was very, very beneficial. Yeah.
Can I interrupt you there for a second?
Yeah.
Sorry, just to. And like the action scene, like at the beginning action scene, was very, very good. Don't get me wrong. And I'm gonna spoilers here for a second. So if you want to
Dang it.
skip ahead, so that way you are not getting spoilers, I'll wait about 3 seconds for you guys to skip. I would skip forward around 10, 20 seconds. I'm gonna wait. Okay. When Bumblebee died, or I guess he technically did die, yeah.
Yeah.
When Bumblebee died, that hit very well, and like the action in that was very well. It was the slowdown was very well timed. I think
That
at
was
the
really good.
beginning, the cuts were very annoying, but they got better as time progressed. Yeah, that's definitely like, and I don't want it to make it sound like I'm shitting on the CGI. Like the CGI was incredible. It just had a couple of inconsistencies. For the most part, it was very, very consistent.
Yes, I would say with the I don't know if it's Optimal Primal or whatever, but Optimus Primal, I don't know.
Just say
But-
Primal.
Yeah, but with Primal, it was definitely like there were some points just like not even action, but just like the running. It was kind of action. It was before an action scene where he was running to it, but it was like I could tell the CGI was a little iffy there, and I wasn't sure about that. But for the rest of it, it was really, really good. So that kind of made up for it. It definitely did make up for it.
Right. Anything else to say that hasn't been said already by yours truly?
Yeah. I would say, so with the action, one thing I very much loved about it is honestly, it kind of felt like a video game. But like one of those video games where,
That's an interesting thought.
yeah, it was one of those, it's more like one of those video games where you actually get like slow kind of cutscenes of when you maybe do like a special attack or something.
Final Fantasy, yes.
Yes,
is
like
something
Final
that
Fantasy,
I
something
could
like that.
is something that I can relate it to. Then I guess is
Yeah.
what you're trying to say.
And I actually really liked that because it really showed how the attack worked, and it was just like a beautiful piece
Yeah.
right there, and it was amazing. So that was really great. I would say probably for my overall rating, I would have to
Of
give
the action.
this-
Of the action.
Yes, of the action. I would have to give this probably somewhere around a 9.5.
Yeah, that
Because
was I was
it was
definitely
a
considering.
Very good.
The skips in the CGI definitely brought it down a little bit, and just like the action was very good though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Very, very good. All right. Anything else to say more?
Well,
Or move on? Or we move on to the next topic.
so, as they both said in great detail, that the action is very good, but there's some flaws with it. I mean, they were like,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna talk more about the flaws. They talked about how it was awesome. Like, I don't hate it, but there was some flaws. One of the flaws was that in the action scenes, didn't actually like feel like you're in the fight. You know when like movies make you feel like you're in the fight
It really absorbs
and you're
you.
fighting for your life.
Well, I want to just. I feel like that depends on the action scene. Like there were certain scenes
Yeah.
where, like the Optimus versus what was his name? Scourge.
Scourge.
Yeah, Optimus versus Scourge. Like those were very good action scenes, but they're not like captured in the moment. However, like the other scene or the other action scenes in Act 3, especially with like the Warzone scenes, I feel like those actually did capture that moment or that feeling very well. You
Yeah.
might disagree with me there. That's fine.
No,
I
I disagree. I say that like, yes, it is a good movie. It is a great movie. It's not just good.
It is.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic movie. Definitely go check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of spoilers for like our. Oh shit. For our overall rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And again, we have some bias. We saw it in theaters.
That definitely does have a bias. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely carries some weight there. Got your ass. I don't got your ass. You got yours though. Anyways.
another thing to point out, is that yes, it did have some really good moments. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
but like some of it was like it was a little
Oh, no.
dull
Fair.
I can see that. Yeah.
because like you know in some movies like just like throw it all on you. It was much like that, and I don't really like that necessarily because I like some lead up to my action.
That's
That makes-
like
yeah.
some build up to it. Yeah, that's very true. But I feel like that's what Act 1 and 2 did for me.
Yeah.
Was it's building up. It is.
Yeah,
it's
but not
building
all
up
the
that.
action.
Well, no, certainly not all. But like the action scenes that we did get, like the car chase,
Oh,
really
man.
good for like the amount of build up we got for it. Really good, and hot damn, you really just did some did a number on us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go on to the next.
Here, I want to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and then get your
So-
rating.
Oh.
Yeah.
After that.
So what I want to say is, along with what he said about it doesn't absorb you,
That was a very good observation, by the way.
Yeah, I did kind of feel that. So near the very beginning, at the very first fight, that was a really good like fighting scene. I actually really loved that.
We're talking
Um,
about the scene with where Scourge is first introduced, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
For those.
It was
unfamiliar.
very good, and I felt kind of absorbed in that. But I will say there definitely were multiple points where I was not feeling very absorbed, and I was worried. Like I was like, how is this gonna go? Because at that point, it had been a while since I'd been absorbed, and I wasn't sure about it. But overall, it was a very I think it did do very well with that.
I also just want to point out that you were very, very tired, though.
Oh yeah, I was pretty tired. So
For Eros and Morph have had some prior commitments
yeah,
today, and
A little
it has a little drained a little bit out of them. So
yeah. But I mean, I got woken up by this movie. That's I'll tell you that it's quite good.
hell
When the
yeah,
action
for
does
sure.
come, yeah, you get woken up. And then I was just like fully awake for the rest of the time.
All right,
Yeah.
so we are. Oh.
Oh god. All right. So what's your final rating?
My final rating on the action, because
Yeah.
it's not like for everything, you know. But my final reaction, overview of the action port, shush, the arrows. Is shush.
Come on, bro, you got this.
7 out of 10. Because there will
7?
definitely some flaws, but
I can
good action also.
I can
in the
see
mix.
it.
I can
see
understand it. I would just like to say, I feel like 7. You know, that's like average, and I'd say this is a little more than average, but it's your opinion. That's
Right,
good
right.
with you.
it.
Yeah.
I still think it's a 9.5.
Yeah, me too.
I really think
All right.
it's...
Well, that was all of our thoughts on the action. That's probably going to have the second most. Well, no, probably the most overall thoughts. I feel like plot is going to have a decent amount as well.
Yeah,
But
probably.
all right, and moving on.